If you don't have other Easter dinner plans, we hope that you'll stick around, for we have what I know is going to be an awesome Easter dinner, thanks to the hard work and the love which they give every day in this place, but a special love they extended by preparing Easter dinner for us. We give our thanks to Lolly and to Elizabeth today. And so we can go ahead and I hope you'll stick around if you can to join us for lunch. You can see activities going on throughout the week. We'll be back here tomorrow. I told Elizabeth I've already had an epiphany. I was just looking and across Facebook and some various places and found that many churches close on the Monday after Easter. We've never done that, but it sounds like a pretty good idea this year. But we're not, because we didn't announce it, but we might next year. But anyway, we're here all week long with activities. I'm not sure about games tomorrow because our three main game players are all out sick right now. So we'll play that one by ear. Any announcements you had?
Miss Lily has an announcement.
Miss Lily has an announcement. All right.
To the ones that don't know, I am Lily Tell. I've known Reverend Stutler over 25 years, and I know along the way he got tired of me mumbling and foaming, but we wasn't doing anything at my church, and I couldn't make him do anything. So for years, before I met Reverend Stutler, I was thin to just give up on church, period. He really saved me from a lot of stuff, and he was always there when I needed him to hear all my moans and groans, but I could talk about him for a whole hour.
Please don't.
I know some things I can't tell. He was a pastor of Toxaway Church, Methodist Church. I was bored and disgusted with churches, going to churches and going back home. My idea of the way church was going, it was something that I wasn't used to. So one of my cousins and one of my friends, Miss Washington, moved back here and she started going to Toxaway. And then I started going into the Healthy Community program, and he worked there. So I got involved with his church and a lot of things that they were doing at that church. And then I met Vicki White, which was my partner in crime. And she worked third shift, but she was always dreaming of something that we need to do. So she would call me and call her, and then we'd call Reverend Stutler. But he never said that we can't do it. He would always ask, have you tried it before? No. And he would say, if you haven't tried it, you don't know whether it'll work or not. So we had an after-school program, then we had a summer program, and one year we had 90 children in Toxaway. He kept saying we need to cut off, and Vicki kept bringing somebody in. But he was always there if we needed somebody to talk to. And both of us had more problems than Carter had liver pills. Most of us don't know what Carter liver pills is like. And Reverend Stutler was there through a lot of things that I was going through, my disappointment. My daughter having cancer, and he was there with me during the time I have two children, which is deceased. Reverend Stutler was there for both of them. He knows most of my family because when I get involved with something, I usually involve somebody else in the family. We are very close family. We don't always get along, but if something going on, you can always call. If you had a fuss that morning, fell out, don't talk to me no more today. If something come along, I can call one of my family. And I could call Reverend Stutler, and I could call Carrie. Carrie's Harry not here today, he's here sometime. But through it all, there was Miss Washington and there was, Jenny Ruth, which one of the other members we would bring into stuff. She moved to Georgia. The week before she died, she called me and told me, when they have my funeral, don't look in that casket, I'm not gonna be there, I'm gonna be sitting on the front seat, sharp as a tack with my legs crossed. So after the funeral, Reverend Stone asked me, did you view her body? I said, no, she told me she wasn't gonna be in there. There wasn't no need of me looking in the casket, she had already told me where she was gonna be. But we took the children to ice cream, took them to parks, and took them to Six Flags and all the other places. He was always there, eating ice cream with the kids, and couldn't get him to ride, but he would watch the children ride. But he left Toxaway and came here, then I started visiting him, which still do at times. But he was always someone that I could call anytime and talk to. And I thank him for being there for not only for me, for Vicki. When Vicki was sick, she was in North Carolina. We went to North Carolina. And you know, when Miss Washington, when I just finished saying her name, was there, we could always call him. Didn't matter when or what the problem was. He was always, but he was so good along with anything. Never saw him get angry. I think one time. One time we had some men was at the church and it said something wrong with the car. But we had 80 kids that day. I called Reverend Stuller and told Reverend Stuller what was going on. He said, call the police and I'm on my way. And they got there about the same time, but the children wanted to jump on the men. But they said there's something wrong with the car, but when they saw the police come, they jumped in the car and left. And they've been sitting out there in the yard for 2 hours. But he was always there. So Reverend Stuller became my pastor. So when you are watching TV at night, remember, you are my pastor. Sacrifice and the love, I can always call you.
Oh,
And thank you for being my pastor.
oh, my privilege.
Hold it up again.
Okay.
That is so beautiful. Thank you.
And when she said partners in crime, she wasn't too far off from the truth. She reminded me that one of the few times I did something involving Toxaway and working with kids that I didn't invite, she and Vicki White, who was kind of, as she said, the other partner in crime. I did invite them to come along because it was an all-guys thing. Some adult men leaders and myself chartered a bus and took 40-some boys to a basketball game in Charlotte, North Carolina. Came out of the game and we read off the list of all the kids to make sure everybody was back on the bus, and there was one kid missing. Kept reading the names, no response. Went back into the arena, found his paper name tag on the opposite side of the arena from where we had been sitting. But this time we've had to let security know at Charlotte Arena. Charlotte police have been called. The mother has been called. I have all these visions of my life and what it's going to be like after losing a child. I said, let's do one more, just one more. Roll call. We went through the names one more time, got to his name. I'm here. Been there the whole time. Miss Telford said, if Vicki and I had been on that trip, that would never happened. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. All right, anybody got a birthday this week? A week before birthdays. All right. Well, let us stand then and and join hands and make our circle best we can as we sing our closing song.